Welcome to part 2 of this look at quite a lot of new mods on Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome or welcome back. This is part 2 of the mods for Wednesday the 28th of May. I know it's been posted on the 29th, there were a lot of mods, so we're going to crack straight along. If you haven't watched part 1, there's mostly buildings, there's a ton of packs, loads of stuff in there if you want to check that out. But like I said, this is part 2. So, the Balers pack works with AI by DrXmL, 30.5 megabytes download, slot counts are various. There's one square baler, two round balers, this one with a baler wrapper, and there's also a wrapper. So for the square baler, there's a wrapper. And when it says works with AI, this has got a wider working width and stuff as well. I think this genuinely, if the ground has been mowed already, this will pick up. Well, we'll have a look. I'm going to try it out. I mean, this is the whole point behind it. So if we go into here and come to our square balers, this one just here, balers pack works with AI. We've got some options here to change the colour and stuff like that. Everything else is pretty much standard. We've got some tyre options. We can change our bale twine. Well, I say change it in class Quaditex or empty. Silage additive tank, yes or no. So this will run and use silage additive as well. Main colour, design colour, rim colour on that. We can change. If we do design colour, let's do that. And just so you can see what changes, does that bit. And then the rim colour is the rim colour on that one. Come out of there and we go to our round balers. We have got just there, baler pack works with AI. That one there, the very pack round baler. And then we've got the round baler wrapper, those two in here. And again, fairly standard stuff, including, well, wheel setup and stuff like that, the base game stuff pretty much. And then if we go from there to our wrappers, and we've got just there the SW4014 Fast works with AI as well. Now that I haven't tried. I'm curious how is that going to work with AI. Anyway, so what I've done is pre-mowed a field. It's only a small field of grass I have on my test map. But if we go on to, if I press my circle and we've got our worker, look, it's showing, it's saying 10 metre work width. Now I don't know if that's from the mowing or whether that's, I mean I suppose we're going to find out. If I turn this, do I even turn it on? Let's hire a worker and see what it does. I'm curious to see what this is actually going to do on here. Because it does say it's got a wider working width. Is that 10 metres? I don't know if it is. But, I mean, it's working on AI. That's baling. These are pre-chambers. I have to say, I wasn't sure. Wow, that wraps fast. That only downside with that is with a worker, an AI worker, depending on where these drop the bales, they're going to get in the way of the next when it comes to bale that bit, or comes to. Is that going to miss any bits? I'm not sure what it's actually doing now. Yeah, we're going to be hitting bales, aren't we? That's the potential downside to it. But it seems to be... There's a bit of an overlap, but it is picking it all up. And it's working on AI. I mean, you can't knock it. Because on the previous we had a baler that did it, and it worked on the back of harvesters and things like that. But this is genuinely just doing its thing. I'm very impressed with that. A true AI baler. Now I suppose that, I don't know how that'll work with regard to straw swaths and stuff. Again, I don't know. I think this is going to be one of those ones, this is what I was talking about, where it drops a bale. This is going to be one of those ones that might need further testing. I don't know, because I seem to be going over the same stuff now. So I may do some further testing, possibly a follow-up video on this. We shall see. But anyway, that's it. That's the Balers pack works with AI by DrXmL. Next. Okay, so the next couple we're going to have a look at in here. If we come down to our forestry equipment and we go to our miscellaneous, just under here we've got the logging blades. So these are by HR Forst and Fahrzeugbau, 3.87 megabytes download, 2 slots and 1 slot. Just there, 1.7 meter blade and a 2.3 meter blade. These are designed to be 3-point link mounted onto a tractor. We've got colour options, as you can see, a ton. HR Forst and Fahrzeugbau stuff, generally speaking. Sorry, has a whole load of different options for colour, generally speaking. So these, yeah, they're just attached onto a 3-point link, and it's like a blade. It's just for pushing logs around, neatening up piles, that kind of stuff. That's the narrow one, that's the wider one. This has a double design colour, so this one, if we change that to, say, that one, does the top, and then that one does the bottom, like that. And away you go. For pushing logs around. That is the logging blades. Next we have got under... Now this is under each section. So we go to front loader tools, and we come down to here. This is the Lizard Big Bag Lifter by Not Polar. 0.91 megabytes download. We've got under front loader, telehandler and wheel loader. So one slot, click on that one here. We've got a 2 hook, 3 hook or 4 hook option, main colour option like so, and that's the same in each of the categories. So that was under front loader tools. We've got one under telehandler tools, just there, same options, and then we've got one under wheel loader tools, just there, again, same options. Not one under skid steer loader tools, just under those for picking up big bags, 2, 3 or 4 at a time. That's the Lizard Big Bag Lifter. Next we have got the, oh yeah, we're going to switch over to this. The Pickup Hitch for Foragers by RossN Mods, 1.06 megabytes download. This is under miscellaneous and is 1 slot. We come down to our miscellaneous section just there. Now this has an option for deciding which harvester, which type of harvester, because the attachment points are slightly different. So we've got Class, Fendt, New Holland, Krona, John Deere, back again. Now I put it on Fendt. When I changed the main colour and I went to Fendt, nothing happened. It stayed the same colour it was. So I don't know if it's going to get an update, but the main colour didn't change at all. Whether that will be on different ones, it will work or not, I don't know. But anyway, what I'm curious about with this, and I think this is more down to the fact that it will attach at a sort of a correct angle. This was more relevant on FS19, was it? I'm trying to think which version of the game, where forage harvesters wouldn't really hook up to trailers. They didn't really like it very much. But then I think it might be on 22, that changed, and this will hook up to a pin hitch trailer, and it will hook up to a ball hitch trailer, as it stands at the moment. So my question then was, well, why do we need this then? If that will attach anyway, now it might be that it will attach to base game ones but not modded ones, or, you know, so I'll just show you, because it will back up to a ball hitch trailer and it will hook up to it. So it might be that if you've got trailers that it won't hook up to, this will bridge the gap. Or again, depending on the hitch point on here, it doesn't necessarily hitch in the correct location maybe. But anyway, you back up to your hitch, hook it up, and that gives you the ability then to hook up to pin and ball hitch trailers, which, like I say, it kind of did before, but I suppose it does it more better now. There we go. There's no adjustment on it. You can't raise or lower it or anything like that. It comes as it is, and that's what it's designed to do. Straightforward again. What's going on? This isn't right. Pickup hitch for foragers. Next we've got the trailed lifter. The trailed lifter is designed more to go on tractors that don't have a 3-point link, or you don't want to put too much weight on the rear 3-point link, especially on small tractors. This one has got a 3-point link and it's got a trailer hitch just there. However, this won't hook up to it. I thought I'll get this out and I'll show it off, because that's what it's designed to do. So basically, the trailed lifter takes your 3-point link, brings it away from the back of the tractor, but also if you've got a tractor that doesn't have a 3-point link, it gives it a 3-point link. That's the point behind it. But I couldn't get it to hook up to that one. This you'll also find here under miscellaneous, £7,000. This is 3.41 megabytes download, 3 slots by EY Modding. Options on this, we have no weight, 1 weight, 2 weights, which again, that helps counterbalance it and takes some of the weight off the actual trailer hitch itself. Main colour does all of that, and then rim colour as well on there. And once you've got it attached, turn it on. We've got lights on it as well. The arms don't raise or lower anything. It's just a 3-point link. I don't think it has a PTO. It does have hydraulic attachments, but there's not a PTO on there. So again, if it works with PTO stuff, that's great. I guess it will depend on whether you're happy to use it with PTO stuff or not. That, of course, as always, would be your choice. I know some people stay very true to the fact that it should work or shouldn't work. If there's no PTO, it shouldn't, and they won't do it, which is absolutely fine. I get that, but you'll see what I mean if we back up to this, which is kind of what it's designed for. It doesn't give you the option to attach, so I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, that's the trailed lifter. Next, we've got the BM Volvo snow gear. Now, I've got the Giants Volvo pack installed because that's what it's designed to work with. There are 3 blades in this, but it will attach to other wheel loaders. I've tried on the standard sort of base game Volvo, and it'll work on the base game Volvo. So yeah, it will work on other wheel loaders, not just the BM Volvo pack. 4.75 megabytes download, 3 slots, 2 slots, 2 slots by NMC T-Bone. As you can see, it looks pretty wicked on the front of there. It's a cool bit of kit, and there's 2 others as well. So we go to our winter equipment. There's our bucket, 2,500 litres. We've got options on this for wheel loader, front loader, or telehandler, so it doesn't have to be a wheel loader, it will go on anything. And then we've got our V plough, which is the one I went for again. We've got wheel loader, front loader, telehandler. Back again, main colour again, we can choose our colour on that. And then dozer plough, which is fixed at an angle, like that. Again, wheel loader, front loader, telehandler. And colour option. Again, straightforward. We haven't got to the complicated stuff yet, but it is coming. That's the BM Volvo snow gear. Next, we've got the Lizard OptiCut. I have one of, is it 4? I think it's 4 in this pack. This is 19.32 megabytes download. We've got 4 slots, 2 of. 5 slots, 2 of. We've got a 2.1, a 2.5, a 2.8 and a 3.2 metre by Zemek 23433. I've gone without cover. That's why I picked this. I was just going to say, look, it's a mower. We know what mowers do. But I wanted to see what this looked like without the cover on and see all the stuff moving, because I find the engineering of these types of things absolutely fascinating. So if we go to our mowers, just there, and you'll see them all there. There's the OptiCut 210, 250, 280, 320, 8,510 grand, 12.5, 16.5. Options are the same on all of them, so I'll go for the 250. Makes no difference. If we go around to this side, we have got the option of sticker 1, sticker 2. We've got cover yes or no, and then main colour changes that end, not the framework, like so. And that's the same on each of them. That one requires 30 horsepower, 45 horsepower, 60 horsepower, or 80 horsepower. So what we'll do, start that up. Hook this up. If I lift the mower, it brings it up into that position. And then if we fold the mower, it's rear mounted, folds up for transportation like so. I don't think I've ever seen one. I've seen one that doesn't have a cover, but it's normally a flat top to it. Seeing it just the framework is actually quite cool. Lower mower, turn it on. Actually, let's raise it up a second, just so we can see that doing its thing. The animation on there is very cool with those, the label on there. Anyway, enough of me geeking out about things spinning around. There we go, and off we go. This mows at a fair speed as well, 12 miles an hour. And there you have it, the Lizard OptiCut. Next, we're going to have a look in here. We're going to go to manure spreaders, and we have got the Streublitz BE5. This is 7.54 megabytes download, 6 slots, 6.5 meters wide by Agrar Design Austria. It is a manure spreader, as you can see, but it will spread lime also. We've got extension, well, standard 8,500 litre, 10,500 litre, or 12,500 litre. We've got BKT, Trelleborg, Friedrichstein, back again, with a couple of different tyre choices in each one, as you can see. We've then got galvanised, or red, that's for that front grate, just there, and a licence plate option on there too. And that will spread to 6.5 metres, manure or lime. Nice. Next we have got I've got two of these out I'm going to show you in just in a second. The Pöttinger Top 612C. This is 18.05 megabytes download, 9 slots, 5.9 metres wide, also by Agrar Design Austria. It is a windrower, 5.9 metres, 40 horsepower required. Now, this one, like this, it's with spikes and protection or without spikes and protection. That, I don't know if that's the wrong way around. Anyway, or when you click on it, it goes, anyway, it doesn't matter. That has them unfolded and put down, so it's a lower profile, so you can store it under lower barns, buildings, get through smaller doorways, that kind of thing. If you go for that option, it's all fully fitted as it goes. It makes no difference when you unfold it. In that configuration, it just puts the bits on, then unfolds and does exactly the same thing. It's identical, it's just the two different configurations, I think, for storage, pretty much, really. We've got Freistein, Mitas for our tyre choices. Spare wheel, yes or no, that puts a spare wheel at the front just there on that side. Swath cloth, yes or no, if you want the swath cloth in the middle. We've got multitasked, that's the wheel sections on the top there to help keep it all kind of level. Back fender, yes or no, and a license plate option on there too, and that will do its windrowing job as you might expect. So I got two of them out, and when you unfold them, they unfold, they windrow as you would expect them to windrow. It's just a difference in height, really, as you can see. But nicely made and detailed. Windrowers, the Pöttinger Top 612. Next we have got also in here. Now this is, it does say it's a kind of joke, and I guess the joke is the tillage thing. This is under cultivators. The Rolmako Soil Protector. This is 15.05 megabytes download, 8 slots, 3 metres wide. It will cultivate deep and shallow. You've got the option for both by JMZ. Now this says in the description, let me just find it. It says a 2025 novelty from Polish agricultural machinery manufacturer. It says it is an extended no-till cultivator. Now I'm assuming that's the novelty. Is that the amusement of it? No-till is no tillage. So that's direct drilling without cultivating. But it's a cultivator. But it's a no-till cultivator? Does that make any sense? I'm not sure. Anyway, we've got the option Trelleborg, BKT, and back again. Wing shares, yes or no. And it's, yeah, I mean, it does multiple things because it kind of does a ploughing job but cultivating at the same time. Deep or shallow cultivation available, 240 horsepower required. Yeah, it's a long bore, but if that's the kind of thing you want, crack on. Next we have got the, now this is the Baldan, it's Lizard NVAM NVAP. The company is Baldan, and I looked online because I was trying to find out what NVAM and NVAP stood for, and even on the website it doesn't say, but I'm sure someone smarter than me will know. 19.09 megabytes download, 7 slots and 6 slots by Holzs FS. These are under disc arrows. I couldn't see a lot of difference between them, in all honesty. The widths are the same. That one's 14,700, that's 9,900. But anyway, we've got wheel setup, M1, M2, M3, M4. We've got the NVAP 48 at 4.1 metre, or the NVAP 56 at 5 metre. Main colour, does that. Design colour, does that. And then rim colour, does the rim. That's that one. And then that one, the NVAM, M1, 2, 3, 4, for the tyres. We've got our 4.1 metre or a 5 metre. Again with the colour options. That one requires 120 horsepower. That's interesting, isn't it? Just trying to see, it's 2 rows. Forward at that angle, back at that angle. This one requires 100. Oh no, because I went for the bigger option. Yeah, the 5 metre requires 160. Yeah, the options are the same pretty much. I'm just trying to see what's different. There's going to be a difference, but anyway. They are disc harrows for shallow cultivation of your fields. Next, making its return, we have got the Corteva Circular Pivot Irrigation by Hispano, 35.75 megabytes download and 14 slots. This comes in different sizes. However, in testing, and again thank you to the Looney Farm guy who reached out to me, I was testing it exactly the same time he was. The larger sizes won't take liquid fertiliser or herbicide, can't fill them up. So I've got the smaller one here, and I'll show you how it opens up. I won't go through the full everything because there's a whole ton to this, but you will find this under your sprayers. just there. So it will do liquid fertilizer or herbicide, and it's designed for big circular fields. It's a circular pivot irrigation. You can try it on rectangular fields or odd-shaped fields, but it's not going to do everything, which is kind of the point behind it. 45,800 for the base version, as you can see. So it says field contour guidelines, no or yes. I put yes on. I'm going to double check this because when I unfolded it I couldn't see necessarily where it was, but anyway, you've got no or yes. You've got attachment, low hitch ball, normal hitch pin, number of sections. So it starts at 68 meters in diameter, and then we've got 124, 180, 236, and trust me, the 236 is a beast. Now rotation, it will do a full rotation in 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So if you want to go for the real full absolute, make it look realistic, but it then changes. You can do 3/4 rotation in the same amount of time. You can do half rotation, or you can do quarter rotation. So if you set it to a quarter rotation in 30 minutes, that's going to take 2 hours to do a full rotation, but it would creep. They creep as they go around. So it's up to you what you want to do for that, for your rotation. If you want it quicker, you want to go on full rotation in 3, but it's up to you. Main colour does all of that. Rim colour does the rim colour, and a license plate option on there too. Now, this I could not get to fill up until it's unfolded. It does say it needs to be on the flat, and it works better on the flat. It will allow for some undulation, but not a huge amount. So I've already put 2,000 in. It takes 4,000 litres. I've got some more liquid fertilizer just here, just to show you. Now, I attached this to my case tractor, and I couldn't get it to move. I was trying to drive, and it would not move at all. So I switched out to this Fendt. So hook up to your trailer, drive it to wherever you're going to go. When you get there, detach it. Bish, bash, and a bit of the old Bosch. Now, it will unfold opposite to the direction of travel. So if I drive this direction, it will unfold that way, directly behind me. So bear that in mind when you come to unfold it. Then we enter the vehicle itself. We can... Why are we not starting the engine? Is it really on? Open cover. Sinks into the ground. Does that. And then boom. Now I've gone for the one section at 68 metres because I thought it'd be easier for the field we are on. And then we... Okay. You've got turn on sprayer, right rotation. What's the up and down? Oh, what am I talking about? It's under unload. Start engine. Oh, there we go. That's where it is. So if I bring that down again, if I raise that and lower that, that will show you where your pivot irrigation, where it starts and where it will end. So when you go to place it, if you haven't placed it quite right on your field in the middle, whatever, you can raise and lower that so you can work out just where you field it. Actually, that's worked out absolutely perfectly on here. It couldn't have been a better size. If I'd gone too big, it wouldn't have worked. So you can have that on there. If you don't want it, just sink it back into the ground and you haven't got to worry about seeing it. So I've got 2,000 litres in there already, and then what I'll do, if I drive this up against it, like I say, the larger ones I can't get to fill. Whether we'll get an update or not, I don't know why. Just bring your stuff over to it. If I get close enough to it, then jump back into here. It should say refill sprayer, L3, and we're filling up. So fill it up once it's done there. It does give you the option to unload, as it says there. So if you've done your fertilising and then you get weeds come back later, you want to do your herbicide, that's absolutely fine. You can unload it, take your tanks away, and then refill it with herbicide if you want to. I'm not going to do a full rotation, but what I'll show you is, if we turn on sprayer, goes from the centre out, then press X, and it will do its rotation and it will start to go. Now this will only fold back up once it's back in that position. So I'm doing a full rotation in 3 minutes, as you can see. It's pretty cool. They've always been cool, and every version we've had these on, I think they're just brilliant bits of kit. Don't use them enough, I don't think, because it's that thing of most maps you get don't have perfectly circular fields, but you can make your own as well if you want to. I guess if you put this in the middle, marked out that, and then did your ploughing, you could do it like that if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. If I turn that off, if I now press left rotation, once you've done your full circle, you've then got to come all the way back round again, or when it ends where it is, it has to be back in that position directly behind to fold it back up again. Nice and straightforward. I've got the other one over there. I put it out just to double check. That was the double boom, and I can't get it to fill. So, like I say, just something to be aware of. But you imagine though, if you're going to take that all the way back and you've got that set on quarter rotation in half an hour, it's going to take some time to get back into position. And then once it gets back to there, it should stop. Slowing down now. So you don't have to have one per field. You can close cover, it will do that, pack it all away, pops back up into its trailer configuration, then drive that over to your next circular field, do it again, do it again, do it again. So you can have one, you don't have to have them in multiple locations if you don't want to. Let's stop the engine, jump out, and there you have it. That is the Corteva Circular Pivot Irrigation by Hispano. Next! So next we have this. This is the Schäffer 2630 by Haubi, 5.63 megabytes to download. You will find this under front loader tools, just there, 30,500, 25 horsepower. You can have it fender yes or no, roof setup yes or no, if you don't want to be protected anyway from rolling over, or you just prefer the open air. I mean, not that that's really closed in, but anyway. And then we've got a main colour, anything on that palette, like so. Front loader tools will attach onto it. Oh, meant to say as well, since update 1.9, the farm stick, the Thrustmaster farm stick on my PlayStation, I'm using it now, is, oh, it's smooth as silk. And the great thing is, in first person as well, when you look down there, I'm moving my joystick and it is completely mirroring exactly what I was doing. So it is working again. Thank you, massive thank you to Thrustmaster and to Giants for working together to sort the problem out and getting that fixed and working again. So there we go. And there we have it. Like I say, fairly straightforward. I know I've said that a lot so far, and so far it has been. We're looking good. It's not too bad at all. There we go. That's the Schäffer 2630. Next we've got the Holmer Terra Felis 3 Evo by Hispano. This is 30.83 megabytes download, 12 slots, 9.7 meters wide. This is designed for picking up sugar beet, but it'll do red beet as well now. Apparently, we're going to double check it. Off the ground. Now, some farms do this, whether it's done on the field, by the side of the field, or in a yard. Sometimes it gets piled up in the yard or piled up inside of a shed, and then when they come to load it to put it into whatever it is they're going to put it into, they'll need something, whether it's conveyor belts or whatever, and this will fulfill that mission. So if we come down to our beet harvesting type gear, and it's here under beet loading. So we already have the Roper Mouse 5, so the Terra Felis is a little bit cheaper. Felis. I was thinking feline, that's what I went for, but it could be Felis. That's a 10.2, that's 9.7. So, options of this, we've got main colour and rim colour. Fairly straightforward. License plate option as well. 381 horsepower. Lovely. Let's jump in. On, in. Start it up. Unfold. It's very cool because the cab inside, you see the seat turning around? If we go inside, that turns around and that matches up with the conveyor arm on the back there. You can just see moving. This also has, like that, this also has a counterbalance on the back of it. So depending on where I move that arm, and again, this is working on my joystick. So if I move my joystick side to side, up and down, so as I move the arm, it counterbalances for the vehicle and the arm as well. So that's my movement for unloading, wherever it is I'm going to unload it to. On the front is our pickup. We've got lights, horn, so I do like those lights there, beacons, like so. We turn this on, drop it down. Do I need to download here? Oh yeah, start overloading. There we go. So as the operator here, if I drive forward now, and I find as I'm driving forward I'm getting too far away, or my arm, I just move my arm to be where it needs to be on my trailer, like so, whether it's higher, lower, or wherever it needs to be. Oh, this joystick. It is so good. And then drive forward again, keep going, and we pick up our beet pile off the floor. I say it's a fairly straightforward concept, I guess. There you go, move that to the back a bit. So I can keep edging forward. It gives you quite a bit of movement. I say it's not something I really use, at all, in all honesty. I can't think of when I've used one of these. Because I said what would be really cool is to have one of these that does all sorts of stuff. That maybe picks up wood chip or, you know, whatever it might be. Picks up multiple things, not just beets. Potatoes would be, you know, if there was a potato version as well, that would be pretty cool. So move that back there. I think we might be full. Yeah, I think we're full. And there you go. That's what it does. That's what it's for. It works well. I'm going to keep plugging the farm stick because it's now working again. That just is seamless. I think for forestry, all that kind of stuff, when you've got anything with arms, controls, cranes, you know, and with this on-off switch, everything about it is very, very cool. Anyway, that's the Holmer Terra 3 Evo. Next, we've got this, the Fiat 1300 DT by Just Farming. This is 11.62 megabytes download and 12 slots. You'll find this. And was this medium tractors or small tractors? This one was small tractors. I put SM next to it. You should think I would have remembered that. So we've got design 1 and design 2. So if you want part open, just to allow the engine to breathe, you know, bit of air to it, or full cover, bonnet cover, you can go with design 2. Wheel setup, we've got standard, wide tyres, rear twins, narrows, and back again. 3-point, yes or no. Cabin colour, we can change. Actually, there's not an, interestingly, there's not an orange, so you can't match the orange up. Oh, maybe that one will work, will it? I guess with that, if I then go into there and go to customise, we can fade it a little bit. Oh yeah, we can do. We can pretty much, we can try and match it as best as possible. Or pick whatever you want. Go with whatever you want. And a license plate option on there too. Nice. Hop in, start it up. Sounds good. Looks good. What was this one? 100 and... What horsepower was this? I meant to say, sorry. 150 horsepower. That's not bad for the price, is it? 150 horsepower. So we have right stick side to side. Opens and closes that door. They're nice. Look at that. Solid doors as well. Look at that. Chunky. And then up and down. Sorry. Side to side and up and down. Does the door handle first, of course, which is a cool animation. Then R1, right stick. Oh, this was the seat. We got... sit still. We've got a kind of tilt forward and backwards, and we've got a forwards and backwards. We've got from outside, you see that? Tilt forward and backwards, then we've got a forward and backwards. Not a lot of movement, but there is some movement. Then L1, R1, right stick side to side does that, and up and down does the steering wheel. We've got a bit of adjustment on the steering wheel. And it also does the steering wheel lever inside there as well. So it moves the lever, does the steering wheel, puts the lever back again. Pretty cool. Again, nice animations. I love the fan spin at the front there. Nice. I do like tractors like this that do have a front 3-point as well, because you'll find the smaller horsepower tractors don't always have a front 3-point link. It's that kind of mid-range stuff that doesn't always have it, so the fact it does makes it a very useful bit of kit. The Fiat 1300 DT. Next we've got the Valmet Mega. This is the 8300 to 8800 series by AEN Design, 26.27 megabytes download, 16 slots. What did I put down on my notes? Oh, screen. That was why. I'll tell you that in a minute. If we go to our medium tractors, just there is the Valmet Mega. 65 grand, not too expensive off the start as well. So we've got 3-point on this, or we've got front weights. That's just the weight holder. We've got 75 kilo, 150, 225, 300, 375, 450, 525, then back to 3-point. Engine, we've got 140 horsepower, 170 horsepower, 190 horsepower. Then we go back to our 140, so 190 being the highest. We've got Wilbrand, Trelleborg, Mitas, Continental, Vredestein. Was it just those? No. What did we start off? Vredestein, Mitas, BKT, Nokian, Trelleborg, Michelin. Yeah, Continental. So, options on these. We have got. There are various ones on different ones. Some do mediums and only, and some, you know how the tyre brands work by now. Wheel weights, medium tyres, medium and weights, wides, wide and weights, narrow tyres. That goes from our wides to our narrows. Then we've got rear twin, twin, and back. That's kind of the full complement. If we go to, which one has it? There you go, Mitas, medium, medium and weights, and back again. So that just has that. BKT, medium, medium and weights, wides, wide and weights, back again. So not all of them have all of the options, but you kind of get the drift. You know how this works. So we've got front fenders, yes or no. Agro data. onboard computer, yes or no. That puts on the back pillar. That's what I'll show you that in just a moment. We've got front loader attacher, quick, Hauer, lizard or no, main colour, and you've got the listed colours at the top, and then you can pick and choose. You just go for it, whatever you want to go for. Design colour, does the front grille there, and we've got exhaust pipe colour. I went for one of those and then went metallic on it. Again, you do you, whatever you want to do. License plate option on there too. So if we come out of here, jump in, start it up. This one had the option for... so it didn't have doors or windows, but there's a horn, lights. I love, because it's an older tractor. Weirdly, I was with MrSealyp the other day. Where were we driving? It was on the way back from the lakes. And two of these came out of a farm entrance. One slightly older. One said Valmet, one said Valtra, but it was an old Valtra. And the Valmet looked exactly like this. But the old lights with that kind of yellow look on them, I like that. I think it's very, very cool. But there's no doors or windows that open. But if you've gone for that monitor, that option there that shows you up and down, if you look at the monitor, I can change that. It changes different things on the monitor. I guess that's the time, is it? Then you come back down it. So you can just change what it shows on the monitor if you want to. There we go. That's cool. What was the other one? Is that engine load? Oh, look at that! That's pretty cool. I just flicked through it when I was doing it before. Let's go up 2.5, 3.5 again. Very cool. There we go. That's the Valmet Mega 8300 8800 series. Next, now this is sort of combined here because this goes with this. So we have got the Fendt Cargo Package by Bayern-Agrar, and we've got the Fendt 700 Vario Gen 7. The Fendt Cargo Package is 40.41 megabytes download. They're 4 slots each. They are front loader attachments, front loaders. Then the tractor itself is 31.82 megabytes download and 20 slots. There's our Cargo 4X, 5X, 6.1. The 4X, they all have slightly different options. We've got compact, standard or profi, just changes the attachment types. That corresponds to the tractor actually. Then you've got 4x75, 4x80, 4x85. Then we've got main colour, anything on that palette. I went for that to match up with the tractor. Again, it matched up with the tractor. Looney Farm guy messaged me to say he couldn't get it to attach to anything else, the front loader, but then obviously, like I had, as we were doing this, and I thought, I wonder if this only works with the tractor that is come next to in the mods. So it appears it will only attach to these, maybe. The 5X, we've got front mounting, standard, profi. It doesn't have that other option for compact. 5x85, 5x90. But then we've got, this is interesting, we've got new decals, old warning signs. New decals, new warning signs. So it changes the warning signs on there. Slight option on that. Main colour on there. Then this one is slightly different again. Standard and profi only. But this has got max loading decal just inside on the arm. We've got no or yes. And you can see that little sticker just appears on there. It puts a max loading sticker on there with the main colour option on there as well. Pretty cool. So, onto the tractor. Also under mediums. Just there. 249,500. For the base of vehicle. Now, this, unlike other tractors we've had before, where you've got a horsepower and then it goes through the speeds, so 40, 50, 60 kilometers per hour, this goes through, well, you'll see. So we've got 720 Vario, 40 kilometers per hour, 722, 724, 726, 728, all at 40 kilometers per hour. Then it does them all again at 50 kilometers per hour. Then it does them all, then it does them all again. Then at 60 kilometers per hour, you've got the 726 and 728. So it does it slightly differently. But if we go back to the 40 horsepower, so we start at 203 horsepower, 223, 243, 262, 303. Then on the 50 horsepower, it does the same. Then we get to the 60 horsepower, we've got 262 and 303 in the 60 horsepower, 60 kilometers per hour. Wheel brand Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, Nokian, back again. Again, I'll show you a sample and then the other tyre options. So we've got standard, wheel weights 2, mediums, weights 2, wide, weights 2, narrow tyres, rear narrows all round, rear twins, twins all round, back to standard. Design lines, have we got no? Yes, that does the cover around the exhaust pipe, only exhaust grid. If you go yes, it does the front as well, so you can do the exhaust grid or all of it if you want to go for the full design line. Front parts, spring holder, hood protection, puts those bars on there either side. Warning signs, yes or no, you can have those on there or not. That's an option for an animation as well. Front attacher, Fendt cargo, which is the one we just looked at. Fendt cargo Profi, again, or no. So it will work with the one we just looked at. Main colour, anything on that palette, and again I mixed and matched it, but I matched it to go with it, and I went metallic as well. Roof colour, you can mix and match, do what you want with that. Rim colour, license plate option on there as well. So as you can see, this is a really, it's a pucker looking bit of kit. It's crisp, it's clean, it's detailed, it sounds nice as well. Nice bit of seat bounce and movement in there as well, which I like. Should have come up a little bit straighter on that, but that's okay. There we go. I mean, we kind of know how a front loader works by now, I would imagine, unless you're brand new to the game, and that's absolutely fine. Of course it is. We got R1 and we got right stick side to side. Does the actually, let's go up and down. If you've gone for these, folds those away. Look at that, the animation on that. Look, that's cool. Like that. If you've gone for those, you wait till we get to the indicators. So that's up and down, side to side. Does the sunroof, as you can see, like that. L1, R1, right stick side to side, does that door, and up and down does the rear window. I think that was that on those. Did that have a light that comes on when we open it? Don't think so. There was nothing on L1, that and that. Horn, lights, beacons are flashing units, as you can see, but what is cool is actually, let's put the lights on, which they look cool anyway. So what I tell you what I'll do, I'll just drive over my front loader because I'm so busy looking at, I'm besotted with the flashing lights. You know me. Turn it round, let's turn the lights off and then do indicators. Look at that. Again, it's not the first one to have those types of lights, but it does look pretty cool. You have to admit, it does look pretty cool. And we had a brief look inside, but there you go. It's nice, and that's it for part 2. We got there. What time is it? Okay, I'll try and get this up as quick as possible. We have got, I mentioned it on the first part as well, we have got a new map out, Agroforest by Setka Simulators. That is a rebuild of Silver Run Forest, and it looks pretty amazing. So I'm going to get onto that as soon as I possibly can. But anyway, if you've stuck with me on part 1 and part 2, or just part 2 and you haven't seen part 1, you can jump over and have a look at it. Thank you for joining me on either part or both parts. I hope you found all this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, thanks for watching.